Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's DLC is more in depth than what you may think, guys. Let's go. All right, guys, so this is the second video for today. I told you it would be coming, so yeah, here we are. There are things that the DLC doesn't tell us that is, in my opinion, very interesting and very important to know. For one, it doesn't tell you that it tells you the sacred waters, you can't sell them. You can't sell sacred waters, guys. So that tells me that there's going to be a need for these sacred waters in the future, because why else could we not sell them? Like, why do you prevent us from selling them? That doesn't make sense. Other people are gonna say Bandai doesn't make sense, but whatever. Guys, the DLC doesn't tell you how to play it. There's two different ways, or several ways, you can go into this DLC. Some of us went into it at a very high level. If you went into this DLC at level 250, you're missing out on the experience. You're missing out on the leveling experience that you get from Whis and things like that. If you start the game over, keep your other save file though. Start the game over and then go straight into the training and the DLC, and you will see how, like in Whis' training right here, on beginner level 5, you're gonna see how you're able to do these things. Because like I told y'all, I don't understand how, and this is why I thought there were going to be separate characters where you were going to start over, because it didn't make sense to me how you're going to be able to do some of this stuff if you're over level, like damage an opponent 30 times with a melee attack. That is impossible to do at a high level. However, when you start the game completely over, where you have a level 2 Goku going into the training, you'll notice that all of these things are possible. And it's interesting when you play through it that way. But what's more interesting that the game doesn't tell you is, guys, you need to, your experience with this DLC will be better if you play it realistic to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball whatever. When you train with Whis without the Super Saiyan God transformation, without any transformation, what you'll notice is you're not as strong and you're able to do more of the stuff that Whis has to offer. Why do I say that? Because and I'm not doing it here because this was the release day stream, but I did it in the Twitch stream yesterday. Guys, the DLC doesn't tell you this, but training against Whis should be done in your base form. It should be done in your base form. Why? Because you look in the anime, Goku and Vegeta trained against Whis in their base forms. Also, they don't tell you to listen to what Whis is saying. Listen to the stuff that Whis is saying, because while you're fighting against Whis, he's actually telling you things to get better at the game. Tips and tricks that'll make you better in the game and better able to defeat Beerus. The game doesn't tell you that. Also, something else the game doesn't tell you is this right here. And I talked about this in the previous video, but guys, how to engage in an energy wave clash. Guys, Whis doesn't fire a beam that you're able to do a beam clash against. So I don't know if this was an error on Bandai Namco, CyberConnect 2, or if Whis is bugged and there's another attack that he has that he isn't using, because this attack is available on the Supreme Kai level and it's also available on the intermediate level. So it's there for a reason. But Whis does not fire anything that you can do an energy wave clash against. So that's very interesting that they have that in there. The game doesn't tell us that. But the biggest thing the game doesn't tell us is when you're fighting against Beerus. So yesterday in the stream, and I proved this on the Twitch stream, you can go to the Twitch channel and see that it's under twitch.tv/Dmgaming 5. And in last night's stream, guys, I trained against Beerus and Whis, but I took out the Super Saiyan God transformation. And I just trained against Beerus in my base form. What I noticed was astounding, guys. Beerus will fight you different based on what transformation that you're in. For example, if you fight Beerus in your base form, if you take away all the auto transformations and just go into the fight with Beerus in your base form, he is a lot less aggressive. And you know what? Let me try to pull that up real quick so I can show you. So I can show you what I'm talking about. In the fight with Beerus, like I said, he's a lot less aggressive. And let me see if I have it here. He's a lot less aggressive, guys. Beerus is a lot less aggressive whenever you're training in your base form, as opposed to whenever you're training and fighting against him in your transformed state. So here I have Vegeta. This is on the Twitch channel, and let's fast forward to me fight. I got wrecked, by the way, fighting against Bitter-sama.
What do we want to put on?
Let me turn that off for you. But like I said, Beerus is a lot less aggressive whenever you're fighting against him in your base form. And as opposed to, like I said, being transformed fighting against Beerus. The game doesn't tell you this, you see, but if you're watching this fight with Beerus, he's not that aggressive. And I love fighting him with Vegeta more than Goku for some reason, because Vegeta is a beast, guys. Vegeta is so awesome in this game. But you can see he's not spamming a bunch of ki blasts and stuff. And I'm also able to pull off a lot more combos against Beerus. And if you don't believe me, go into the game and try this yourself. You will notice a difference. Get in there with base form Goku, base form Vegeta, no auto transformations at all. I mean, look. You can see that Beerus is not being very aggressive. Okay, but let's fast forward. Let's fast forward a bit to this part here. Well, see, I'm already transformed with Goku right there. So let's I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit to spar with Beerus, and you're gonna see right off the bat, Beerus is a lot more aggressive. See, I immediately transform, and look, he's already dodging, he's backing up, and he's already opening up a lot more aggressive than if he did when I'm in my base form. The game doesn't tell you this. Beerus is very random, guys. He's not as predictable as people may make you think. He plays you different based on what transformation you're in. Look, he's already using the Orb of Destruction, the God of Destruction blast and stuff like that. It's early in the fight, guys. It blows my mind, and you learn this stuff the more that you play the DLC, that there are some things here to be discovered. You see what I'm saying? And this isn't the end. I think in the next DLC that we'll train against Beerus some more. He's going to be more powerful. He's probably going to be more aggressive. There's going to be different ways for him fighting you and things like that. But I think that it's noted. Like, why don't the game doesn't tell you this? Why did the game not make this known? That's why I'm making this known to you. So if you want a different experience, go into it in base form. I know I had some people in the stream talking about that's what they were doing. They were going into it in their base forms and stuff like that and building up transformations, making it realistic. Guys, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is one of those games where you create the experience that you want to have. There's what if scenarios in here. You can what if Goku Super Saiyan God against Frieza. Well, guess what? Super Saiyan God against Frieza would one-shot him. And then I know that we say we want them to scale the time machine. And guys, I do, because I would love to play through the story again with those transformations. But I know Bandai and CyberConnect 2 are sitting there saying, guys, if you want the enemies to scale, just go fight the villainous enemies, because that's essentially the boss battle scale. But it's not the same. We want scale in the sense of story mode content, you know, but it is what it is. But like I said, go try this out, guys. There is more stuff in this DLC that the game doesn't tell us. And I like that they make you figure this stuff out. And what's interesting too is the fighting styles of Goku and Vegeta. That's the last thing that the game doesn't tell you. When you're in Super Saiyan God form, you fight different with Goku and Vegeta. I know some people were saying it seems like the villainous enemies are more difficult. That's not what it is. It's just because I notice what I do, and I learned this as I fight more against Beerus, that when I'm in Super Saiyan God, I'm a lot more aggressive. Why? Because their attacks are more aggressive. So you need to play more aggressive with them. The combos are more aggressive. So you're going to want to get in there and do combos. They want you to be more aggressive with the Super Saiyan God transformation as with some of the other transformations. So if you know that, then it's going to change the way that you play with these characters. And it's true because Goku fights different in his base form than he does when he's Super Saiyan. He fights different when he's Super Saiyan as opposed to Super Saiyan 3. More power, more aggression. But the key to it is learning how to be aggressive and smart at the same time. And that's something that I learned from fighting against Beerus. Guys, this game, this DLC is giving us more than what we see on the surface, but it takes you spending time with it, learning how to conquer it. You can use the consecutive energy blast to get rid of those, or you can use the God Kamehameha. To me, the consecutive energy blast works a lot better because you can see what's going on, you can aim it and things like that. So those are things that you learn by training against Beerus. You learn the ins and outs of combat and you learn the workings of the game, guys. Spend some time with it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do more videos on this. The more stuff I find out, the more stuff I'm going to tell you guys. I have a completely different look at the DLC now as opposed to I did on day one. And that's not to say that it's perfect. It still has its flaws. I still feel like there was room for improvement with this DLC. But yet and still, the more time I spend with it, guys, the more I begin to understand it and appreciate it. It's not as bad as some people may make it out to be, guys. But tune in later today because I'm going to be doing a Dragon Ball Legends video on the channel with because they just released the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot collaboration with Dragon Ball Legends, and what better way to introduce the Legends gameplay to the channel than with the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot crossover. So tune in for that. That video probably will be coming about 5 o'clock Central Time. And I will be live on Twitch again today at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So come through for that as well. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Turn on notifications. This is the best channel for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We've been on it since day one, and the grind is not going to stop. So till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.